The Galaxy S26 Ultra has been in the headlines again. This time thanks to new leaks showing how it stacks up against the Galaxy S25 Ultra and Apple's upcoming iPhone 17 Pro Max. Well-known leaker, Ice Universe has shared side-by-side images of screen protectors for these devices, giving a clearer idea of how Samsung's next Ultra flagship will look, and it's shaping up to be a blend of familiar and fresh design choices. The first big takeaway from the leaks is that the Galaxy S26 Ultra will feature slightly curvier corners. Compared to the Galaxy S25 Ultra, Samsung seems to be stepping away from the sharp, boxy design that gave the S25 Ultra a strong resemblance to the old Galaxy Note series. However, it's worth noting that the corners won't be as round as those on the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Samsung appears to be aiming for a balance, less angular than before, but not entirely curved like Apple's design. Looking closely at the leaked screen protectors, the Galaxy S26 Ultra also seems a little taller and wider than the S25 Ultra. The reported dimensions suggest that the new model will measure 163.4 millimeters in height and 77.9 millimeters in width, slightly up from 160.8 and 77.6 millimeters on the S25 Ultra. These may look like small changes on paper, but in hand, the difference could be noticeable. Despite the increase in size, the display is expected to remain the same at 6.9 inches, meaning Samsung will likely use slimmer bezels to balance the proportions. Beyond these front-facing changes, earlier reports hint at more subtle design refinements. The Galaxy S26 Ultra is expected to be thinner overall, giving it a sleeker look, but the rear camera setup could add a bit more thickness. Leaks suggest that Samsung will use a new pill-shaped camera island to house 3 of the 4 rear sensors, marking a departure from the vertically aligned layout of the previous model. Interestingly, even with this new design, the phone could end up being slightly lighter, with an estimated weight of around 217 grams, just a bit less than the S25 Ultra. All these details may sound minor individually, but together they hint at a design that's evolving rather than transforming. The Galaxy S26 Ultra won't look drastically different from the S25 Ultra, yet the combination of smoother corners, thinner profile, and updated camera housing could make it feel fresh enough to stand out as a next-generation device. But of course, design isn't the only thing changing. Under the hood, the Galaxy S26 Ultra is expected to bring a host of upgrades. Samsung's next flagship will likely feature a faster chip, possibly the Exynos 2600 or Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 for Galaxy, depending on the market, alongside improved camera sensors and enhanced AI features. These updates should deliver better performance and smarter photography capabilities, aligning with Samsung's growing focus on AI-driven experiences. However, there's a catch. With all these improvements, Samsung might struggle to keep prices steady. Reports suggest that the cost of key smartphone components has been rising, from chips to camera sensors, making it difficult for Samsung to maintain the same pricing strategy as before. The Galaxy S25 Ultra already starts at a hefty $1,299, placing it among the most expensive phones on the market. Any further increase could test customer patience, especially when competitors like Apple and Chinese brands are offering strong alternatives at competitive prices. That said, Samsung's Ultra models have always catered to those who want the very best, cutting-edge performance, premium design, and top-tier cameras, and the Galaxy S26 Ultra looks like it will continue that tradition. It may not be a massive visual overhaul, but the refinements show Samsung's commitment to improving the user experience in small but meaningful ways. To sum it up, the Galaxy S26 Ultra is shaping up to be a taller, slightly wider, and subtly more rounded version of the S25 Ultra. It will look cleaner, feel sleeker, and bring new internals that promise stronger performance. But with those changes might come a higher price tag, something that could make fans think twice before upgrading. Whether Samsung's blend of small design tweaks and major internal upgrades will be enough to justify the cost, that's the question that will decide how successful the Galaxy S26 Ultra turns out to be when it launches next year.